Hello and welcome to day 161. We are starting the Song of Songs. We'll be doing chapters 1 through 4, and we are ending the book of Ephesians and doing chapter 6. Now, the Song of Songs is a book that a lot of people are not very familiar with. It is one of the wisdom books of the Old Testament, and it is a poem. It is a very large poem. Now, one thing to remember as we go through here is that poetry is very culture specific. And so there's going to be a lot of stuff that maybe doesn't make a lot of sense as we go through here. And overall, I just want to say that there are some people that just skip this book altogether, and it's only going to take us today and tomorrow to get through it. It's not very long. Some people see it as a metaphor of the love that Jesus has for the church or God has for the people of Israel. Some people just kind of get lost in it. Some people find it very beautiful. But it is a romantic poem. It is an erotic poem in some places, which makes some people uncomfortable. So we're just going to talk a little bit about some things here as we go through. There is a tradition that claims that Solomon wrote a Song of Solomon, which is also called Song of Songs, depending on which Bible you're using. And he supposedly had many wives and concubines, so he would know what he was writing about. However, most scholars don't think that Solomon actually wrote this. The language that is used is really from a time period that came far after Solomon's time. And Solomon is referred to in the third person, which is always a little weird if you're doing the writing yourself. Instead, as I said, this is seen as a description of the love between Israel and God. Now, as you go through, there's going to be a lot of references to animals and to plants and to places. And often these are used as symbols as you go through this poem. There is also this idea that Israel and God were married at Mount Sinai when God gave the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible, to the people of Israel, especially the legal sections of that. And so the reference to the wedding day in chapter 4 may be referring to this idea of the relationship between God and Israel. Now, another note that I want to bring up is there's a reference to a brother and a sister, and it sounds a little bit weird and inappropriate to our ears. This type of brother-sister reference is often used as an endearment in ancient Egyptian love poems. Most likely, this does not mean a literal biological relationship. This is a figure of speech. This is a cultural reference. So as you go through here, just remember that the writing is full of metaphors and allusions and is most likely not literal writing, but wisdom and poetry and literature. Going to Ephesians 6, we're wrapping up Paul's letter to the church of believers who follow Jesus who were living in Ephesus. And he starts with some more wisdom statements. He's really trying to give people some good references as to how they are to live their lives as followers of Jesus. Kids, honor your parents. Fathers, don't frustrate your kids. Servants, obey your masters like we obey Jesus. Masters, don't abuse anyone. Everyone is under the authority of Jesus. Know your Bible so you know God. Pray consistently. Paul also asks for them to pray for him. He is still in jail, and he has frequently faced some very difficult situations as he brings the message of Jesus to new communities. So he is asking for prayers as he continues in his journey to share Jesus with more people. He offers a final farewell. Now, as we come to the end of this letter, I want us to remember some of the key things that Jesus was talking about to the Ephesians, or that Paul was talking about to the Ephesians, that Jesus brings everyone together, whether it's husbands and wives or masters and servants. We all join together to do Jesus' work in the world, and we are to bring our commitment and our energy, and everything in our lives contributes to God's work in the world. So the message of Ephesians is to work together no matter who you are, that there's a place for all of us, and that there's work for all of us to do using the skills and the capabilities that each one of us has. And that is wisdom both for the people of Ephesus and for us to hear today as well. So we'll see you tomorrow as we finish up Song of Songs. Take care.